Hey basketball coaches and players, today I am going to talk to you about some fantastic layup drills that you could do before your next game. Now, I am not a huge fan of just regular layup drills before games. It seems really boring. You've got a lot of players who are really sitting around doing nothing. So all of the following drills are to add on to that layup drill that we're all used to doing, but also basically making the players work even harder so that they can actually warm up for the game. Let's get down and let's check these out. Okay, so in this first drill, we're going to have 4 pylons on either side, and we are going to have our 2 lines. Now, from here, we want our players to be running through this as fast as possible. So we're going to have player 4 go in for the layup. Obviously, we're going to be having more than one basketball. So I've added in a few extra basketballs here. Player 4 goes in for that layup. What I want to see happen here is for player 2 to get that rebound and to step out of bounds. Player 4 to sprint over towards this side. Player 2 passes the ball to player 4. And now player 2 is going to do a quick defensive shuffle through these pylons and then go in the back of this line. Meanwhile, player 4, he's going to be dribbling right hand on the right side, left hand on the left side, and keeping the ball, the dribbling, below his knees throughout these pylons. Once he gets back here, he's going to then pass that ball to the next player in line. As soon as the first player in line finishes doing his layup, and player 2 gets that rebound, what I really want to see happen, as soon as player 2 touches that ball, the next players are going. We want this to be as quick as possible. We don't want players to be sitting around doing nothing for too long. This way we should have a player doing a layup at the same time as a player standing here, and there should be a player standing here by the time there's a player standing here. I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Now the next drill is going to be very similar. However, here we're going to have player 2 setting up that screen and player 1 using that screen and player 2 rolling towards the basket. Player 1 is going to then pass player 2 the ball, and player 2 is going to finish with a right-handed layup. Player 1 is going to then run and sprint over towards these pylons. Meanwhile, player 2 is going to get his own rebound. Now, player 2 is going to be doing some kind of pylon drill, either a snake-style type of dribbling drill, or maybe he can do a killer crossover jab, killer crossover jab, killer crossover jab. Meanwhile, player 1 would be doing quick zigzag style defensive shuffling and then sprinting to the back of the next line. Once player 2 goes through his dribbling, he's going to go in the back of this line and pass the ball to the next player in line. Again, trying to go through as quick as we possibly can. As soon as we hit that right-handed layup, we need to be setting that screen. We don't want to be setting that screen way over here. We want to set it right in that middle so that player 2 needs to then learn how to use it, or at least get used to using a screen again by doing a quick jab in front of player 1 and then using player 1 as a screen. That way his player in game would get hung up on that screen. Player 1 would then cut towards the basket, bounce pass or chest pass or lob pass down, and finish with a right-handed layup, sprinting to the back of that line as well and going through those pylons. Now this next drill, we're going to have the first person in line go in for a layup and the first person in this line to go in for the rebound. Player 2 is going to hit that layup and he's going to then step out for a mid-range or 3-point shot on the opposite side. Player 1 is going to get that ball. He's going to go behind the backboard. This is important because we want the next players going at this point. Player 1's going to pass out and he's going to take that shot. What we really want to see happen, and player 1 is going to go and get that rebound. What we really want to see happen so that no players get hit by the ball or run into each other, what we really want to see happen is now, once that layup is hit, that's when this player should be shooting. So once that next player, so let's say we just passed that ball out, this is when we want to see that player hitting that layup, and the next player getting his shot and the next player running out, because by the time that layup is finished, this shot needs to be going up so that that ball is going in right after that layup, literally less than a second after. We want to time this perfectly. This way that there is no balls hitting each other and no players running into each other. This should be done really quickly, and it does take some time to perfect. Now these are great layup and shooting drills, as you can see, because now you're finishing with the last one at least, a layup, and then popping out for a shot. Now we're warming up two different things at once. We're also basically working on our timing and making sure that we are working as a team even in our warm-up. I hope that these help your team win more games. If they do, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.